Evangelical pastor Rodney Howard-Browne lashed out at former White House National Security Advisor John Bolton this week in a series of tweets after reports emerged that the former Trump administration official's upcoming book contains details about the president's relationship with Ukraine. Howard-Browne tweeted Monday, quote, "You are a slimeball of the highest order. I should have knocked your sorry butt through the door of the Oval Office into the Rose Garden when I saw you. I would have gladly been arrested. What a Benedict Arnold. I'm glad you were fired."
And then he added the cherry on top, the real-life equivalent of the meme of the shirtless Jesus holding two AK-47s with, like, an American flag and big explosions behind him, you know, on top of a monster truck. He said, what would Jesus do? He would have made a whip and beat the crap out of him. Howard-Browne tweeted. Yes, the notoriously violent, die-hard-esque hero, Liam Neeson from Taken, Jesus Christ. You know, all that nonviolent stuff he said in the Bible, all the stuff that directly came from Jesus' mouth, according to your book, he would have whipped and fought John Bolton. Yes, Howard-Browne is a notorious conspiracy theorist who's appeared on Alex Jones's vaunted program and has argued things like this. In his sermons, this was his response to Eminem kind of just saying he didn't like Trump. He's talking about Hollywood here.
These people go through seances. These people drink blood. These people sacrifice children. Somebody said they don't do that. They sacrifice children at the highest levels in Hollywood. They drink blood of young kids. This is a fact. That's why the next thing to be exposed will be all the pedophilia that's going to come out of Hollywood and come out of Washington, D.C. The human sacrifice and the cannibalism has been going on for years. Somebody said, oh, they don't do that. It's worse than what you think. You remember when the whole spirit cooking thing came out? That's commonplace, ladies and gentlemen. And many of the Hollywood actors that you go see on a screen, what you don't know, they bring a witch. They do a big seance right there on the set, and they worship devils, and they allow devils to come into them before they take the part of what they're going to act. It's a fact, what I'm telling you.
Just Looney Tunes, complete nut job, completely disconnected from reality. And don't worry, he's not influential. He's only just been to the White House. He actually has somewhat of a relationship with Trump. He's prayed over the guy like he's the second coming of that Rambo Jesus he knows so well. And now John Bolton, the furthest right person I could have thought of, perhaps last year, the bloodthirstiest neocon imaginable, he's too far left for these clowns because he was fired by Trump and might tell the truth. So because of that, he deserves to be beaten to a pulp by Jesus. The attacks come after the New York Times first reported that Bolton wrote in an unpublished draft of his forthcoming memoir, The Room Where It Happens, that Trump told him in August of last year that he wanted to block security aid to Ukraine until the country announced investigations into the president's political rivals, including former Vice President Joe Biden and his son, Hunter Biden. So my question is, does the Christian community realize that backing Donald Trump and pastors who say Jesus was pro-violence, not just pro-violence, that he'd do the violence, do they see that they're unmasking themselves as a political cult that's just like religious in nature? Do they realize that? Do they realize that they're abandoning any semblance of principles to worship at the altar of a specific man, and that man is not Jesus? I think someone said something about false prophets, but it's one thing to be a Trump supporter and a Christian. That's crazy too. I mean, the man is morally bankrupt, an adulterer, a glutton. He's obsessed with material wealth, which Jesus did not believe in. He's vindictive, petty, cruel. It's another thing, though, to say that Jesus would have beat the crap out of his political opponents. Like, what can I even say? What more can I even say? Next time you hear, though, the video game encourages violence and the right's all up in arms about that, maybe just point to this story.